this is probably a, I don't know, a suggestion and a question for all of us. So, for home-based therapy and for the care of hemophilia in general, I feel that our patients need to be aware of their disease, and probably we as hemophilia care providers are not uh, doing a good job in educating them. In my experience, जैसे अब मैं कल का बताऊं, कल एक पेशेंट मेरे पास आया हीमोफीलिया विथ इनहिबिटर्स एंड ही हैड दिस बिग elbow hematoma, and he knows that he just knows that he has hemophilia, but मैं पूछा कैसे हो गया, कि लड़ाई हो गई थी तो सट बच गई, एंड लड़ाई क्यों हो गई कि मैं दोस्त को बचाने चला गया. So which probably means that he doesn't understand his disease and what are probably his limitations. 3 or 6 months back, there was another hemophilia who just kind of वो चलती बस से उतर गया, full speeding चलती बस से उतर गया, and then he had a fall, and then he had an IC bleed, and he was intubated in our ICU, and then we managed. तो बेसिकली जो पेशेंट की एजुकेशन है वो बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है, और शायद हम अपने क्लिनिक्स में उतना टाइम नहीं दे पाते हैं, बट वन वेरी इजी वे इज टू गिव देम अ पेशेंट इन्फॉर्मेशन बुकलेट. तो मैं यही पूछना चाह रहा हूँ, क्या इन इंडिया कोई हिंदी में या पेशेंट की वर्नैकुलर लैंग्वेज में अभी तक हमारे पास कोई ऐसी पेशेंट इन्फॉर्मेशन बुकलेट है, और नहीं है तो कैन वी एज इफ वी यूनाइट एंड कैन वी मेक दैट बुकलेट एंड मे बी give them that, maybe the various HFI chapters and the pharma companies and us, maybe we can form that. It's a very easy thing to do, and maybe just share them on WhatsApp or give them a handout. So at least you do probably even the home care things, we can just summarize them and give them in written. So is it existing already? If anyone has it, then please share with us, and if it is not, then can we just make an effort to make one?
So just to answer your question, so first is regarding the information and the counseling and the information regarding the disease itself. So that's very important aspect. At the first time when we diagnose this patient as hemophilic, at that point of time, in the first meeting itself, we need to counsel the patient about their disease. We have to tell the parents about the future complications which can happen, what are the limitations of their particular child, short of being on regular prophylaxis. So these needs to be discussed, and this is not just a one-time event. So we have to reinforce these things again and again whenever this patient has been coming up. But yes, I do submit that being in the busy PDs and all, and we have other patients too. That's not that we are just an hemophilic specialist. We are looking after so many other patients, general pediatrics and hematology, oncology, everything. So definitely there is time constraints. So maybe we can improve this by just giving some more specific time patient to patient, and maybe we can organize some time to time awareness programs, which we try to do it in our center with Dr. Sudhir, and we probably do 2 or 3 programs on hemophilia and all regarding the patient awareness as well as the residents awareness in the department also, because they are the ones who take care of these patients while they are sitting in the emergency, because not only one person can handle all these children, because this is an emergency. Patient can land up at any point of time. It's not only they come in the daytime. So everyone needs to know about this problem. So that is what my submission is. And the thing regarding the availability of this patient information booklet in Hindi. So yes, we are having one booklet with us that is like we have printed it locally with our own resources, so that we are using for our patients who are traveling to the PJMS. We use it while we counsel the parents, and yes, that is not being circulated outside PGMS, but definitely for PGMS Rohtak itself, we are having that booklet with us. So that is a very good suggestion, that we can make it more global, or we can say we can make it more pan-state, that we can circulate that booklet, we can improvise it a bit depending upon the suggestions from each and every center who are treating it. Maybe we can take the neighboring centers or the states also into the loop, and we can make it and standardize, and we can publish it with the permission from the authorities and administrations. And I'll be happy to share that booklet with you if you specifically ask for that, or with anyone also. Thank you.
Look, Aryan,
That will be.
We'll take input from all the stakeholders
Okay.
and put it on our website and share with all the patients. We will try to print it.
Okay. Definitely, we are trying to get it printed in bulk so that we can even circulate, because we prepare it for like one event, for a one awareness program. We get it printed on a single-sided pamphlets and all. So we can compile all those information in a booklet form, and we can then even circulate it amongst us. Thank you so much.
Dr. Aryan, partially.
One thing, please. Sorry.
When to stop home care
Okay.
and when not to do home care. This is very important.
Yes.
Please.
So, first I'll take up the second question, then when not to start home care. So, as I've also pointed out in my presentation, that when not to start means, if we already know that there is already a joint damage has been happened, difficult morbidities already being done, and we come to know that we cannot educate, or the parent or the family, they are not so well motivated that they can continue with this program on an effective basis. So those are the patients in whom we prefer to give them a prophylaxis on a hospital care setting. So we should not start them on home therapy. So the home therapy is only being provided to patients who are well motivated, who are willing to get themselves trained, and in whom we feel that all other factors which can contribute to the effectiveness of this home care therapy, they are not in place.
Then child is also knows he can play. So that way, unless and until now I am empowered to tell all this because I am giving the factors. But if like not me itself, so it's the same way. Like when you can give them everything, then you can actually tell them. But same way, but certain precautions like Dr. Aryan said, if you do that, they land up with it. The second thing is, if you go repeat, if you take healthcare quality of life, everything. One single factor which is related to is your joint disease. Because that is a big thing. Many of the studies has been proved, even in Indian studies has proved that it is well correlated with the joint. We are not giving the translation into the good quality of life is not there. So best if they have a QL of 100%, they are, as mentioned, Bombardier has climbed Mount Everest. I think we are far behind that.
Actually. Now there is a problem in the ESI also basically. Some of our patients are sitting here who might be enrolled in the ESI. ESI in Haryana is also there is some issue basically. But otherwise these are the three organizations. That is why where you can say these activities are being arranged actually. So that we can, you can say, request the authorities and the administrator, please shift from the office economic treatment to the regular facility. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Indu ma'am. It was a great session. I'd like to, yes, I will come on to you, sir. I'd like to make a note and attention to Dr. Bansal and Dr. Cherry Gupta ma'am that on our demand we had asked Dr. Indu ma'am to specifically speak on hemophilia home therapy, because this is the need of the hour. We have seen people in pain, we have seen hemophilics being, we
Acute bleed, which we patient feel that there is a severe bleed and it is not being taken care of, whatever reason we have suggested them, or if there is some severe intracranial or bleed which is being planned, or if the response to the treatment is not up to the mark. So these are the scenarios where the patient has to immediately come to the hospital. Even if he can take first injection or the first dose at home, and then he can come back at the earliest possible time to the hospital.
There should
So-
be some clear red flags.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
this is when you have to come to the
Yes.
hospital.
What percentage of your patients are actually
You have been able to successfully deliver home care.
No, none of our patients are on a home care therapy.
That's what. So
Yeah.
same is my experience as well. कि अभी तक हमने home
नहीं किया।
care को it's something ambitious to talk about here, but अभी
Yes.
तक हम शायद implement नहीं कर पाए, and that's the way forward probably.
Dr. Ajit, only reason is the guidelines are not there, policy is not there, because we are still sticking to the on-demand therapy.
So
By
we are
the time-
struggling to implement
yes.
the prophylaxis
Yes,
itself.
when we implement the prophylaxis, definitely home care will start.
So once all of our patients are on prophylaxis, then only we
Then
can
only
go
it will.
to home
And
care.
Dr.
So
Ajit,
we are
part-
just right now struggling for
Yes.
prophylaxis. So only some of patients are on prophylaxis, not everyone. So
Share.
hopefully,
Your emotions.
yeah.
And partially, Dr. Anit, you were right regarding the awareness, actually lack of awareness in hemophilic patients. But I will say some of the hemophilic patients, they know about their disease, but still they show laxity actually.
But
I
the
will-
common scenario is whenever the patient come to the OPD or emergency, they just come up with the saying that just give me this factor and it's all
yes.
done. I'll not listen anything about
Definitely,
extra about it.
definitely.
Just give me the factor and I'll go. I
Agree.
don't have much time.
But that's because they are in pain. So that is not the right time to counsel.
That's what I'm saying too. But we need to counsel them regularly when they are coming for follow-up visits. So that is the actual time. And at the time, the proper personnel can be there. We can connect to these children, like some counselor or someone. Because the resident sitting in the emergency, he cannot counsel him at that time.
And we need counselor actually. We need proper counselor. Doctor can counsel once or twice basically, but every time he cannot counsel. And you see, even if we counsel, sometimes patients are also, there is a laxity. I will tell you, 2 months back, a young patient has come. He was aware of he is moderately hemophilic. Still, he was playing a cricket actually. He is not allowed to play cricket, but still he was playing cricket, and he came with hematoma because of the, you can say, because of this game.
तो कह रहा हूँ यदि काउंसलर्स की कमी है तो बट जैसे दीपिका है या कोई भी है, एक वीडियो ही बना के विद द कंस्ट्रेंट्स एंड आफ्टर गेटिंग इट अप्रूव्ड प्रॉपर्ली वो ही, क्योंकि आजकल व्हाट्सएप है, हर एवरीवन हैज व्हाट्सएप, वी एग्री टू दैट. तो वो भी क्योंकि ये 829 पेशेंट जो है ना, इनका मेरे हिसाब से तो हर 6 महीने में एग्जाम होना चाहिए वो भी जल्दी. सो
Then we are trying to do that. We do a detailed counseling. One, we do register the patient for the first time. So at that time, every patient gets a counseling session of around 20-30 minutes with either myself or Dr. Sudhir, or we have a counselor also, Meenakshi, the counselor at our center. So we do that first session for every patient before registration, at the time of registration, and we keep on doing these awareness programs throughout the year. So that we try to do, but definitely that's just a bit into the whole.
that's one center. It
Yeah.
has to be
So we have to
disseminated.
disseminate this information to every center, every peripheral centers, and even nowadays at district centers also, because now the
I think the way the government is supporting and the programs are being carried out regularly actually.
Yes.
The time is not far.
Yes,
You
yes.
can
So
say
we are
that,
hopeful and
yes,
we are
hopeful that in the next 2 to 3 years it will be prophylaxis, then we will move to home prophylaxis and even the advanced treatment. We are expecting this.
But they can also play a great role in creating the awareness, because they are the patients, the self-help groups, and they can go for a cascade training and the genetical counseling and the testing, and they can create awareness about this in their own areas also, because then only this can be taken up better.
Yes, sir.
I would like to add that last year around 50,000 booklets were distributed by the health department surrounding around this time only, in which in Hindi there were half of the book described the things about thalassemia and half about hemophilia. All the health institutions in Haryana, they have distributed this book last year, but it is like giving the information about these two diseases. इन 2 बीमारियों के बारे में बताया गया है उसमें, और केयर के बारे में भी है, इलाज के बारे में भी है, लेकिन डे टू डे जो एक गाइड के तौर पे वो नहीं है.
So just like Arihan sir mentioned, that the problem here is that we are not educating the population of hemophilia. So we had a panel discussion planned और वो हो गया है मुझे लगता है अपने आप में ही, because the core the points which have come forward are the clear-cut problems which hemophilics are facing, and now Dr. Mirza sir would like to.
Just one point with respect to the now information given to the patient. Like if we give a lot of information, then we have to provide them with prophylaxis also. Because if we don't give this, we tell them that then the emotional trauma they will suffer by not giving that. Probably there is some disconnect in our country that from the it should be strong will from top. Like in armed forces, we are giving prophylaxis to them, and all the mothers and fathers of the children are aware of how to give the injections. They are giving at home only, and they are notifying us if whenever there is a bleed, they'll come immediately. So it can be done, but it is the organization which has to support.
So this is what we are aspiring to. We
So
need to
we are
follow
giving
your
emicizumab,
protocol
we are
and
giving
ours.
extended half-life.
Yes.
We have a rate contract of Factrate, standard half-life, recombinant, which we are giving across to everybody. Few patients we are giving extended half-life, and emicizumab for the small children who have IV access issues. That's how we are trying to control the economy also, and also. So if you have to go to, so most of our children don't have any crippling problems. Everybody is playing. So one student, child came with he was playing football, and then he had a. Then I told the parents, if you want your child to play football, then you come to us. We will educate you, and then we'll give you extra factor. And always take a factor and then go for play, rather than going on a third day or fourth. So once we counsel like that, then the child is also knows he can play. So that way, unless until now I am empowered to tell all this because I am giving the factors. But if not me, it's an organization. So it's the same way. Like when you can give them everything, then you can actually tell them. But same way, but certain precautions, like Dr. Aryan said, they should be told because they'll land up in emergency. And the second thing is, if you go repeat, if you take healthcare, quality of life, everything, one single factor which is related to is your joint disease score. Yes. Because that is amazing. In many other studies it has been proved, even in Indian studies it has proved that it is well correlated with the joint score. So if you don't give prophylaxis, if you don't protect the joints, you are actually not giving the translation into the good quality of life is not there. So best if they have a QL of 100%, they are, like Sir has mentioned, Chris Bombardier has climbed Mount Everest. I think we are too far behind that, but still we should take these small humble steps and I think move forward in that direction.
Dr. Salim, you are absolutely right. Actually, at present in India, 3 organizations are giving: CGHS, Armed Forces, and ESI. Now there is a problem in the ESI also. Basically, some of our patients are sitting here who might be enrolled in the ESI. ESI in Haryana is also there is some issue basically. But otherwise, these are the 3 organizations. That is why where you can say these activities are being arranged actually, so that you can say request the authorities and the administrator, please shift from the office episodic treatment to the regular factor replacement. That's all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Indu ma'am. It was a great session. I'd like to, yes, I will come on to you, sir. I'd like to make a note and attention to Dr. Bansal and Dr. Cherry Gupta ma'am that on our demand we had asked Dr. Indu ma'am to specifically speak on hemophilia home therapy, because this is the need of the hour. We have seen people in pain, we have seen hemophilics being, we have lost hemophilics because they were not having factors. So we don't want our bleed brothers to further have disability. अगर Zomato Swiggy घर आ सकता है तो injections क्यों नहीं आ सकते, right? So this was the combined effort of all the person with hemophilia, and they have specifically given this demand that we would wish to have factors being given to us at our home, so that whenever there is an emergency, because hemophilia deals with uncertainty, bleed तो कभी भी हो सकता है,
right? So they need to have the accessibility, and which itself is a limitation here and is the problem. So it's a request from all the person with hemophilia and the affected families to please provide us with accessibility of factors at home also.